I'm Alan Rogers.
Hi, my name is Zach Wright.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Hogan. I'm the girls minister here at the Avenue Church.
I've been at the Avenue Church for 3 years.
And I'm the Spanish pastor here at the Avenue Church.
My journey to the Avenue is a pretty interesting story. About 3 years ago, Pastor David came to me and said that because of the vision of the church, we were reaching people that had a lot of issues and some baggage in their life. And he wanted me to come in and work with a recovery program. And so for the last 3 years, we've been doing a ministry called Celebrate Recovery. Celebrate Recovery's, if you're familiar with AA and NA and SA and some of the other anonymous groups that meet, Celebrate Recovery is a Christ-centered 12-step program that uses the Beatitudes, the Christian principles, biblical principles, to walk through recovery in life. We want to provide a safe environment for people to come in and provide a safe place where they can come in and be real, address the issues that they may have, and understand we all have issues. It's just some of our issues are different, but we want to have a biblical approach, how we can have success of overcoming some of our hurts, habits, and hang-ups in life.
I've been here at the Avenue Church for about 4 years now. I first came to the Avenue Church when my wife and I moved to Waxahachie about 5 years ago. I was actually managing a restaurant and got transferred to be a manager here at one of the restaurants in Waxahachie. And just as my wife and I were looking for a church, we tried a couple different places out and just found the Avenue. And it really, from the first time we walked in, it just felt like home. And so I spent about a year just coming here as a member, and during that time, I just felt called into ministry. And so I started in seminary with not really the intentions of working at the Avenue, but just knowing that I wanted to work in a church someday. And so through all of that, it just worked out where there was a position open at the church and got to know some of the staff here. And God just made a way for me to be able to come on staff and to work here at the Avenue. And so it's just been an amazing experience for both my wife and I over these past 4 years, just learning and growing as being part of the Avenue Church.
I have been working for the church for just a little bit over 3 years. I came here as a member and got on staff shortly after I started attending church here. And last year, I'm actually just about to celebrate my 1-year anniversary as a girls minister, but I started out as a assistant to Alan Rogers, and then a student ministry assistant, and then got promoted to girls minister.
On Monday nights, we're averaging anywhere from 150 to 170 people that come in. We do 3 groups. One is a large group where we come in and we worship, and then we have a lesson or a testimony from one of our CR family. And then the second group that we have is open share groups, where our men and our women go separate ways. We have open share groups where people can be real and talk about some of the issues going on in their life. And then the third group that we offer are what we call 12-step groups, where we really dive in a little bit deeper. We dive into the core of the issues that's causing some of the compulsive behaviors or the hurts that we may be having in life, and while we're doing those things and trying to find recovery in those.
My original role when I started here at the Avenue Church was that of connections minister, and basically what that meant was being in charge of all of our volunteer teams that work on Sunday mornings. So everybody from our parking team to our greeters to our cafe to our security team, all of those under one title that I was able to work with. And so basically what our teams would try to do is just create a place where people feel welcome when they come into church. We think that church should be something that's inviting and welcoming to just about anybody who comes in. And so what our goals were as a team was just to make sure that each person who came here for the first time just felt welcome, because we found that people decided within about 10 minutes whether or not they were going to come back to a church. And so normally that was before the message even started, sometimes before the music even started. And so we realized that the first impression that we were making was making such a huge difference. And so I was able to work over the last few years to kind of build up our teams to try to create a place where when people come here for the first time, that they just have an amazing experience. And the reason why we do that is because we want to break down any barriers for a person coming to church for the first time, so that when they come here, that they can hear what God has to say to them, and they're not worried about where they're going to sit or who they're going to talk to or where their kids are going to go. They're focused in on what God is saying to them that morning.
I work with students grades 6 through 12. I normally focus more on the girls than the boys, but since I'm also the student ministry assistant as well as the girls ministry assistant or girls minister, I kind of do a little bit of both. And so I help Chase Brown, our high school pastor, and Mark Miller, our junior high pastor.
Another ministry that I'm overseeing that's an incredible ministry is called Embrace Grace. Embrace Grace is a ministry for girls who find themselves in unplanned pregnancies, and we have women that come in and kind of journey that point in their life to give them support and encouragement and give them options as they're looking at this pregnancy. And a lot of churches talk about that addiction's wrong, that abortion's wrong, but a lot of times we don't come along beside them and say, hey, here's what we can do as a church to help them.
And so these teams have just been an incredible part of what we're doing at the Avenue, just to make people feel welcome as they come in for the first time and able to hear what God has for them. At the beginning of this year, actually, I've had the privilege of moving into a new role at the church to become Spanish pastor here at the Avenue Church. We started a Spanish service in January, and basically have taken our same vision as a church to reach people who don't normally go to church, and just to translate that into Spanish. And so we've got a service, one service that meets on Sundays now that's entirely in Spanish. From our music to our announcements, videos, preaching, everything is entirely in Spanish. And it's just been an amazing thing to see God work in the Hispanic culture here in Ellis County. And so we're excited to see that grow, and really excited to take the same concepts where we make people feel welcome when they come to church for the first time, and use that in Spanish as well, so that people are coming in who are far from God and being able to meet Him and know Him for the first time. So we're excited to see where that's going to go, and just hoping that it's going to grow, and God's going to do amazing things through that too. So it's just been an amazing journey being here at the Avenue, and I look forward to what God has for me in the future here.
I'm glad to be a part of the Avenue Church, where we kind of put boots to the ground and shoe leather to the ground to address certain issues in our culture, to provide hope for their future.